Hi everyone, meteorologist Ed Valley here, taking a look at the Northeast. Lots to go over. Not going to spend much time, to be honest, on today's storm. We're focused almost solely Thursday night into Friday because things are trending colder, and colder means more winter, which means more work for us, which means we're passing that information along to you. Apologies about the delay, but again, when you have a storm trending colder and products that need to be updated and changed, that takes time. So anyway, rain moving in here now. Temperatures initially are chilly north, so there will be some very brief icing. Not a huge deal. Unless you're up in far northern New York, this is not a huge icing event, or parts of central Maine. Rain, it's a burst this afternoon, or mostly tonight and this evening, and it's done by midnight. This is 1 a.m. It's pretty much out of here, but we did get our 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain. But notice, not a lot of rain to the south with this thing, okay? And as we press into kind of this overnight period, you're going to notice just a little bit of rain and fog. And through the day, we're still anticipating a temperature crash as much colder air moves in. This is valid around 8 a.m. Here's midday. There's the front. It's 30s north and west, 60s along the coast. And through the afternoon, by 4 p.m., we're below freezing in most of Vermont and northern New Hampshire. And by the 7 o'clock hour, the 60s are gone and winter is returning. And that's important because our next storm system is going to be utilizing this very cold air mass. And you might say, well, Ed, it's only in the 30s. That's not a big deal. I got a few texts today saying, hey, well, the sun angle's strong this time of the year. The temps aren't that cold. Not really a factor in this storm coming up for Thursday. Because we are dealing with a lot in the way of overnight precipitation, and the cold is due to a strong high pressure system. We'll get to it in just a second. So one thing I do want to mention here for the remainder of today into tonight, the winds going to be up 25 to 50 in most areas tonight. They will dwindle a little bit during the day tomorrow, but they will still be up. A lot of wind out of the northwest tomorrow, 20 to 40 for most areas. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, let's turn our attention to this storm coming as we head into Thursday night. And I want to stop it late in the day Thursday. And you might say, well, who the heck cares about before the storm? Well, this 1038 high, that's a strong high pressure system, and that's a huge deal. Why is that a huge deal? Well, look at the dew points associated with this system ahead of time. So before the precip moves in, our temperatures, right, are in really not that cold. They're in the 30s and 20s. However, when you have dew points that are this low, so look at Philly, for example, in New York, 34, 35. But the dew point is 15 and 17 respectively. So that means as the precip moves in, the temperature is going to lower, the dew point's going to rise, and they're going to meet in the middle. So that 32-degree dew or 32-degree temperature will end up being in the 20s as the atmospheric column moistens. So there's a lot of deep cold with this system initially. That's important. Okay, so watch what happens. Initially, you might say, well, shoot, this is going to be rain. Not so fast, my friend. Here comes that colder air layer. And again, there's a lot of differences still in how quickly this precip changes to mix and then rain. This model I'm showing you, the regional Canadian, is a little bit faster with the mix by, really, it's not a lot of snow at all in the mid-Atlantic. But then look at how much snow there is to the north. Quite a bit, right? Things wind down Friday afternoon, and we're left with, on this model, most of the snow up north. But look at the differences on the European model I'm about to show you. And this one aligns with other data. So you get the rain today, great, no problem. Here comes that strong high pressure system moving in for later Thursday. There it is. And then the precip moves in as snow. The atmospheric column cools. It snows in New York City. It snows in Allentown. It's ice in Philly, it's ice in Harrisburg, it's ice in State College. And then that rain snow line slowly creeps northward. By the middle of the day Friday, it's still freezing rain in New York, Allentown, even Trenton, coastal New England. It's snowing for a lot of central and southern New England. And through the day, the sleet line only gets up to I-84 with snow to the north, winding down during the afternoon on Friday. This model has a ton more snow to the south. Look at the difference. Canadian, Europe. Canadian, Europe. And what's interesting is, initially I thought the GFS was incorrect here, but the GFS is actually on the colder side. So look at the difference. GFS, Euro, Canadian. GFS and Euro. Very similar. You see that? GFS, Euro, Canadian. That's a concern for the South. So here's what we're going with for now. This is a long video. I'm trying to get this in as quickly as I can. 6 to 12 inches widespread north, but less along the international border, less precip there. Sleet risk as far north as Route 9 in Vermont. To the south, I offer an inch or two in Allentown, an inch or two in State College, an inch or two in New York, a coating to an inch in Philly with some ice, 3 to 6 coastal New England, Long Island, White Plains, Scranton, and then 6 plus Hartford, Providence, up towards Boston. And you look at this as a whole, and this is what it looks like. Your jackpot, 9 to 12 inches, could even see a few places see more than that. Green Mountains, Adirondacks, Monadnocks, Southern Whites, Berkshires, Northern Worcester Hills. To the south, a little less because you get sleet and then more sleet the further south you go. But still, this is a moderate to locally significant snowfall in New England. A lot of messy situations down in the mid-Atlantic. So there's still a lot to unpack here. There's still a lot we don't know. We don't know exactly where this rain snow line sets up. Does it set up somewhere like the European along I-84 here? Or does it set, here? Or does it set up closer to Route 9? We don't know yet. Still 2.5 days away. And the age of technology is forcing us to get these forecasts out earlier and earlier. So we did put out a first guess for our commercial clients. If you haven't received that, you will shortly. Otherwise, we'll shoot to update this tomorrow. A lot we still don't know, and a lot we should hope to figure out here over the next 24 hours. So that's what we got. Have a great afternoon, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.